Hi, and welcome to Excellent English. My name is Patrick, and I'm your instructor. Let's begin today's lesson by looking at the pronunciation of L and R in English. These sounds, L and R, L and R, can be challenging for speakers who are learning English. Now, if you're listening to this video, you've probably already got some English skills. I'm guessing you're not a complete beginner. I will speak slowly, but this class is really aimed for intermediate to more advanced learners. And most of my classes are focused on helping people take their English skills from okay to excellent. If you'd like to know more, check out www.excellentenglish.com.au. I'll give you some more information about how you can find us on social media later on in the video. Let's get right into it. Okay, so L and R. Speakers who are coming from Asian countries in particular, in my experience, struggle with this sound a little bit. When I worked with Korean speakers, Japanese speakers, and Chinese speakers, there tended to be some confusion between L and R. I would hear things like, I really like going into the city. I like? Not quite. I really like going into the city. I really like hamburgers. And other examples where the L and the R sounds get swapped around with each other. So, let's go through it together and break it down. Really, there's three key areas that you want to focus on to get the difference between L and R. I'm going to talk about a few of them today. The first is the shape of your mouth. So, before we go any further, it's going to help you to improve if you have a mirror or a video camera, a phone is fine, to record yourself, the shape of your mouth, and then watch yourself back later. A mirror is fine as well. If you're in the bathroom, if you have one in your room, and you're a little bit shy about speaking English, why don't you try practicing this one alone with the mirror? Okay, so let's take a look at it. The mouth shape, first of all. L, love, love, love. I love her. She loves him. We are in love. Take a look at my tongue as I make the L sound. Notice that my tongue is actually coming to the top of my mouth. L. And it's almost flicking forward. Flick, lick, as I make that L sound. Later in the video, we're going to look at two different L sounds. The stressed L, which is lick, and the de-stressed L. But let's just focus on this mouth shape first. We've seen the L. Let's go through the R together. So, the R sound is quite different. For R, there's no tongue involved. R. R. I really. Red. Roger. Mr. Rogers. Now, if you're listening carefully, you can hear that in fact the R sound is coming from further back here in my throat. To practice this sound and get it right, try and picture yourself as a lion or a dog or a wolf, perhaps. And we're making this sound right from in here. Try it with me. If you have a dog, and maybe you're playing with your dog, especially the games where you have a small toy or a rope and you're pulling it back and forth, dogs love to begin to make that growling sound. It's the same with our R. So let's practice together. rough. It's rough out there. The surface is rough. I like her, but she is rough. Try that one. The transition from I like her, but she is rough. Okay, so once again, to recap those two, the shape of the mouth and where the sound is coming from is different. L, I like her. That's coming from the front of the mouth, whereas r is coming from back here in the throat. One more thing with the shape of the mouth. Red, rising, red rising. Notice that as I finish making the R sound, I'm almost smiling, sort of grinning. Red, red rising. So the shape of the mouth is important. This is why I want you to have a mirror or a camera to record yourself, watch it back, and see where you are making the mistakes. You could be from any country around the world, but particularly my South Korean friends, 안녕하세요, my Chinese friends, ni hao, focus on the difference between this L and R. I'll give you a classic example of a mistake we don't want to make. His name is Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee is a very common name in Asia. We don't want to say Mr. Lee. Look at the shape of my mouth. Mr. Lee, Mr. Ree. Ree? No, Mr. Lee. I'm doing it very quickly. Let me slow it down. Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee. Not Mr. Ree, but Mr. Lee. Hi there, Mr. Lee. So, start slowly and get faster as you feel more comfortable. When I'm making the R sound or the L, I'm slowing things down. If you're making mistakes, slow things down before you speed them up. In English, we like to say, learn to walk before you run. Okay, so we've had a look at the shape of the mouth. Let's try some different sounds together. Now, on my website at excellentenglish.com.au, I've got some posts about L and R for you to practice and listen to and listen along with. You can also just replay this video and have another listen and practice as well. Let's try these ones. Really, like. I really like her. I really like having hot pot. Like. Really. Okay. Next one. Room. Loom. Room. Loom. Now, you're going to be familiar with the word room. Dining room, bedroom, TV room. What about the word loom? It might be new, it might be an alien word for some people. Check out alien words. And when we go through this word, I want you to think loom is something is looming. It's hanging over you. That's the meaning of the word loom. But the sounds are very similar in English. Can you hear the difference? Room, loom, room, loom. All right. Now, let's move on and take a look at the stressed and de-stressed sounds with L. Here's a word I want you to try. Lovable. The cute little dog is lovable. Right. Try it yourself. Lovable. Lovable. Now, you might be looking at this word, L-O-V-E-A-B-L-E, and say, okay, there's two L's in here, but the sounds of the two L's are different. The first L in lovable is stressed. Love. Now, remember before, earlier in the video, we talked about flicking the tongue. Shape of the mouth is wide. Love. So, the first L is stressed. The second L, bull, is de-stressed. Hear it again slowly. Bull. Lovable. Able. You might know that word. Able. I am able to run quite fast, but I am not able to fly. So, in this word lovable, the second L is quicker. It's de-stressed in sound. We're not flicking the tongue like we are with the first L. Lovable. What's going on? Well, for more information on the difference between stressed and de-stressed sounds, why don't you go over to excellentenglish.com.au and check out some of our blog posts. Also, if you'd like to work with me one-on-one and do some lessons and some tutoring sessions, come over to the website, have a look, and book in a session with me. We can work on improving your individual skills. We have a range of other services available, including group discussion classes where you can practice these sounds and much, much more. So, the stressed L in love, L, versus the de-stressed bull, lovable. Right. Okay. Let's have a look at one more final sound with R to compare. Okay. Really is a common word. Really. And when I say that, I want you to focus on that in the beginning. Now, the reason I want to focus on really is because we transition from R to L in the same word. This is going to be really challenging for people who are making mistakes with these sounds. Really. Really. We go from R to L in the one word. Really. Really. Okay. I really like practicing. Again, I really like practicing. Okay. That's all for today's lesson on L and R. I hope that you've been enjoying this class, and don't forget to practice along yourself. Copy as I'm doing in the video and you'll begin to see yourself improve. As I said, get in front of a mirror and have a look at the shape of your mouth as you're speaking. Also, it's a great idea to record yourself and practice and look at the shape of your mouth as you're going. If you'd like more information, why don't you join us on Facebook at Excellent English? We're on Instagram at Excellent English Down Under. We're on YouTube as well at Excellent English. I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks for your time.